In Joanne Laing's new book, The Janus Principle, we learn from her years of research the hidden truth about selling to the growing small business market. Joanne is interviewed by Bill Thomas, a business consultant in New York who specializes in creating online communities for small businesses.
Joanne, can you tell me why you wrote the Janus Principle?
Janus Principle came about as a result of a request from our consulting clients that asked us to put down our marketing expertise and thoughts down into a book.
You know, there's a lot of myths about what is a small business in the United States. How do you define small business?
Small business can be defined by size and a couple other differentiators. In the U.S., we usually say less than 100 employees, but actually it's the average of 7 employees in the United States, and 62% of companies have 4 or less employees. The other differentiators are language. A small business person, when they're talking about their company, says, my company. They're internalizing it, versus a larger enterprise will say the company. And then in telephone answering, a small business person almost always answers their own phone because it's their lifeline. It affects their sales, their customer service, and their interface with their suppliers. Versus a large corporation, as you know, you often are shuffled off to a voicemail or an assistant.
So why focus on small business?
Small business is the backbone of our country. 52% of our GDP comes from small business. 3 out of 4 hires are small business. When retirement savings went by the wayside for many people, when people are laid off from their jobs or just get fed up, they open small businesses. And so small business is a growing part of our economy. It's fragmented and it's difficult to reach, but it's a worthwhile and viable sector to go after.
Could you tell us what the 3 biggest misconceptions are about companies doing business with small business?
There's 3 major misconceptions. The first being that, what is a small business? It's not 100 people. It's 7 on average in the United States, just 7 people. The second is time of day. When are those business buying decisions made? The business owner doesn't make those buying decisions during the day, rather it's after dinner, after hours when they have time to make a considered decision. And third is risk-taking. It's enough risk for a small business person to go into business. In the managing of that business, they're very conservative. It's their money. How they spend it is done very carefully.
Is there anything else we should know about selling to small business?
Local recommendations are important. Big endorsers do not work. And so if you can get a recommendation of a colleague or a friend or someone that's in the local marketplace that has used the product before, that is a strong endorsement for the offering. Another is that big celebrities, if you have like a Donald Trump behind your product, the small business person is going to buy it. In fact, it's usually just the opposite. They want to hear about what the local experience is. Also, they want a product offering that's plug and play. They don't want a product that they have to reorganize their business, so they have to redo their business and how they do it. That puts their business down for a couple days. They want something that comes in and works immediately with their business. Not a lot of training.
Right. Well, who in small business actually makes the decision about purchasing things for the business?
It is usually the owner or president or someone who's trusted as an expert within the business. It may be a technology person who's buying a new piece of software or the receptionist who uses the telephone system. The good news about a small business buyer or decision maker is that the hurdle is very low. You know who to go to, and so you have that access. The harder part of it is that you have to have that value proposition right. Why are you buying this? Are you going to save time or money? Those are the 2 most valuable assets of a small business person, time and money. So your value proposition, the benefits that your offering has, you're going to have to speak in their terms. What's the time savings? What's the money savings?
Well, now I see why you wrote the book, but why did you call it the Janus Principle?
It plays off the Roman god Janus. He's a 2-headed man that looks inward and outward. The outward look is looking at the marketplace, and the inward look is corporations saying, what are our prejudices? What are our capabilities? There's often too much of a focus on what the company wants rather than meeting the marketplace needs. In order to be successful to sell to a small business, you have to look at how to meet their needs, save them time, save them money. And that's why we call it the Janus Principle.